In this vignette, you will see the coach and student demonstrate assessing strengths, challenges, and prioritizing. Because students from foster care can often be faced with a multitude of complicated issues while in college, being able to effectively prioritize is a useful skill for coaches and students. This vignette demonstrates how a coach can partner with a student to assess using the 7 life domains and prioritize using the student needs hierarchy.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, Mike. Good to see you. Come on in. Have a seat. So it's been a couple of weeks since we met. What are your highlights and lowlights since then?
Well, the only good thing that has happened was I was able to submit my last 2 job applications with the help of my mentor. But other than that, I've been having a hard time last week with my roommate because the rent check he gave me to pay his share bounced. My SIL check is late again too, and on top of that, my little sister's caseworker told me she's being moved to a new placement this week, which really worries me.
Wow, it's a lot on your plate all at once, which can be pretty overwhelming.
Yeah, it really has me upset that everything seems to be happening all at once. It seems like I can't catch a break right now, and it's making concentration in my classes really hard.
When you feel really overwhelmed, it can help to sort things out by doing some categorizing using the 7 life domains. Let's take a look at them. Then we can move towards prioritizing. Let's start by looking at the domains and categorizing first. Can you name each issue you feel overwhelmed by and match it with the life domain?
Well, I guess we can start with the rent. That would fall underneath finances and maybe housing, because if I don't get that figured out, I may get evicted. My SIL check would fall underneath finances too, and the stuff with my little sister would fall under relationships and maybe mental health because I'm so worried. So I guess when I look at it this way, maybe issues in finances, housing, relationships, and maybe mental health.
Nice job. Seems like you're right on target. But let's not also forget about some of the positive things happening in the employment and finance domain with those job applications. Are there any other highlights or lowlights in any of the domains that we haven't touched on?
Yeah, there are some positives. I found a study group from my own bio class and got a way better grade on my last quiz after studying with them, so I'm not so worried about that class anymore. Although the stress about my sisters making concentration hard on my classes so far hasn't hurt me academically, so academics is a domain I'm doing okay in.
By using the 7 life domains and inviting the student to drive the sorting out of each situation, the coach has effectively partnered to assess the strengths and challenges the student is facing. After using this skill, the coach implements the skill of prioritizing in partnership with the student.
Your rent's past due, which has consequences on your housing situation. Your SIL check's late, which is what you use for utilities and groceries, which has consequences on you paying your bills on time and buying food. Let's look at the student needs hierarchy. We want to tackle issues that interfere with your basic living needs first, then address personal and academic safety, moving up towards things like belonging and leadership. So according to that, what order will we tackle the domains you listed as a struggle?
Well, if we want to do basic living needs first, I think we should start with the whole rent and SIL thing, since having a place to live seems the most important. The stuff with my sister's placement would be second then, because it's making me stressed and I've been losing focus on my classes, and I don't want that to get any worse. So that's important to me too.
Excellent, yes, that's how I would prioritize it as well. We're off to a good start. So it seems like a plan that would work well for you is to start with doing some problem solving around paying your rent, then spend some time figuring out how to manage the stress around your sister's new placement. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Part 1 of this vignette demonstrated how the coach uses the 7 life domains to assess strengths and challenges. As demonstrated, it is important to invite the student to be in the driver's seat when moving towards prioritizing. As a coaching skill, prioritizing allows a coach to target the most crucial domains and situations to ensure student safety and success. Likewise, partnering with the student to drive the process is also a way to teach the student to actively prioritize, a skill that students can generalize to other areas in their life and use outside of meetings with the coach.